Hey, this is sort of becoming a more interesting news story to me. Now, as many of you know, we did not cover the Meghan Markle Prince Harry interview with Oprah on the podcast or on the broadcast show. We did talk about why these stories do well on yesterday's bonus show, but we didn't talk about the actual interview on the broadcast show. Just didn't really seem like a story for our show. There's now kind of like an ancillary or a tangential media story which has developed around this, which is that British journalist and TV personality Piers Morgan, who at one point actually had a nightly show in the United States, stormed off the set of Good Morning Britain yesterday and then subsequently quit or was fired. It's one of those situations where we don't know. I had no idea of the full backstory on this, and it's quite interesting in how thin-skinned Piers appears to be. Apparently, Piers Morgan has been displeased with Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, for a long time. And part of it might be that he tried to date her and she wasn't interested. Check out this video where he explains that they went on what I'm hearing described as a date, and then she ghosted him. Take a look.
Yeah. We had 2 hours in the pub. She had a couple of dirty martinis, had a couple of pints. We got on brilliantly. And then I put her in a cab, and it turned out to be a cab that took her to a party where she met Prince Harry. And then the next night they had a solo dinner together, and that was the last I ever heard from Meghan Markle. And I have never heard from her again.
So what happened?
She ghosted me, Ryan. Meghan Markle ghosted me.
Did she? Do you think she just went? Gone?
I'm afraid. Look, I really liked her. This is why it hurts. No, I really liked her.
So this almost appears to be a personal thing for Piers based on that. And this, unbeknownst to me until I learned about all of it, has led to Piers making lots of negative comments about Meghan Markle over the years. Again, I don't follow this stuff. I learned all of it in the last 24 hours. So then over the last couple of days, Piers has continued to attack Meghan, saying that her claims about British royal family being concerned about her son's skin color is completely fabricated, that the British royal family isn't racist, that Meghan Markle is lying. Piers just defending the royals and attacking Meghan Markle. Yesterday on Good Morning Britain, his co-host, Alex Beresford, essentially said, Piers, what you've been saying is disgusting. And Piers Morgan literally walks off the set. Take a look.
And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this programme, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
OK, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do this.
This is absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
So Piers Morgan walking off there, and then subsequently after this episode yesterday, it was abruptly announced by ITV that Piers Morgan is departing Good Morning Britain. The official statement is that, quote, following discussions with ITV, Piers Morgan has decided now is the time to leave. Now, the wording doesn't tell us whether Piers Morgan decided that because he was told by ITV, you should decide that it's time to leave. We don't know. We may never know. For me, the worst part of all of this, and what makes me want to talk about it, is that Piers Morgan on Monday said he doesn't believe Meghan Markle was truly suicidal. One of the things that came up during the interview with Oprah Winfrey that was revealed by Meghan Markle was that she was having suicidal thoughts. I really don't care about the royal family. As you know, it's not something we cover other than to say that it's an antiquated apparatus and institution. My concerns are journalistic ethics, harm reduction, people's health, media ethics, and this type of thing. We are in a mental health crisis exacerbated by the pandemic, with so much stigma around seeking treatment and such lack of access to mental health treatment in the United States and in many other countries. And someone notable publicly saying, I was suicidal, I was thinking of taking my own life. And then someone as prominent as Piers Morgan says, I doubt whether that's really true. I think she might have been making it up. That's a disaster, and it's dangerous, and it could actually lead to more suicide. Now, I don't care about Piers. He's wealthy. He'll find other jobs. He'll be fine in all ways. But fundamentally, he's always struck me as an insecure guy. There's instances of him making fun of reality show contestants in ways that seem to kind of go beyond what would be normal just for entertainment. But this is really just beyond the pale. And it all kind of falling apart before our very eyes in the last 24 hours. And the risk is that by casting doubt onto, we know that, for example, we know that one reason that rape accusers sometimes don't come forward is fear that they won't be believed. And much the same way, Piers saying he doubts the truth of whether someone claiming to have been suicidal was really suicidal. That's only going to encourage people who need help not to seek it. And it could have disastrous consequences. So that's the most vile and disgusting aspect of this. I'm interested also in hearing from you what your thoughts are about the entire fiasco. When you see me sitting here at the microphone, oftentimes I'm wearing a shirt by a company called Teddy Stratford. And I love these shirts so much that I asked Teddy Stratford to be a sponsor of the show. And here's why I like their shirts so much. With other slim fit button-up shirts, you often get this weird looking gap between the buttons where it looks kind of stretched out. But Teddy Stratford actually has a patented zipper that's hidden underneath the buttons, which secures the shirt against your chest so it doesn't look stretched. And most importantly, it just provides a nicer looking fit overall. And the entire shirt is specially designed to really improve the way your upper body looks when you're wearing it. It also has a special type of collar that prevents it from drooping down and spreading open, which is another really great thing about these shirts. All of these things really do a lot to make a big difference when you're looking at a shirt. And that's why I like to wear Teddy Stratford shirts on the show. Go check them out at davidpakman.com/Teddy. The link is down below and they'll give you 15% off your first order if you use the coupon code Pakman at checkout.